Okay, hi everyone. I know it's taken a little while to get started, and I am on the road today. We've been up in Glenwood Springs, and now we're traveling down to Denver. And so we're creating the Joy of Business done where on the road. So if you are having trouble with this getting in, I get it. I know, and I'm working on it, and I'm also running this live. So just know that I'm doing this all at once and that we will get there. So today's module is all about creating the invitation. And I cannot really get the questions up, so I'm going to be relying on our Basecamp and getting into there. So then you can refresh the screen. Let's just put this in Basecamp right now. And you'll be able to see this video. And the other thing is, don't panic, because you have me all week, and then on Friday we're going to get on a Q&A call, and you can also ask me questions all the time during this course. So don't feel like you have to get it all in right now. And the other thing is that I'd like to really invite everyone to is to do this at your own pace, and to do this at a speed that actually is light and can really work for you. So ask yourself and look at, okay, if I wasn't choosing to be overwhelmed, where would I truly look at today? Where would I function from today? What would I actually be looking at today? Rather than having to go through it all at crazy speed. Doesn't that sound a little bit more fun? I'm just going to pop into a couple of these places and grab the link with some of the humanoids Facebooking me. And just know that all these links will be on Basecamp all the time. That's the whole point. So when you're talking about creating the invitation, I wonder what you guys already know and what you're already looking at. And notice the energy that brings up. I don't know, maybe I do, what's really going on, how am I? So everything that is, and all the confusion that you've decided you have to have about social media or creating a business or putting it online, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah.
And everything that is, I have a live audience today. How did I get so lucky?
Yay!
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And if you're not familiar with Access Consciousness, that is the Access Consciousness clearing statement. It's my favorite way of changing the energy, and that's really all that it is. So for me, let me tell you what we're supposed to be looking at today. So when you look at Facebook and social media and the places that you've found amazing graphics, why don't you start to have a look at it? Start to see where the brilliance is of like, oh, I really like that post because it does this, or this post makes me think about this, or there's an energy that happens when I see this, and start to look at those different posts and what you're really creating and what that person is creating and the energy behind it. Like, I really wonder what else would be possible if you were willing to not just say that you like it or like something on Facebook, but say that somewhere, acknowledge it, put it in the Basecamp and be like, this is something that is a real invitation to me. And then my secret is, what would it take to create this? So this is going to be part number one of, this isn't just about doing what I've decided is the master invitation or the best way to do it. It's about looking at what actually works and what works for you, because guess what? The people that you're working with have a resonant match with you. They're looking for you, and it's not by accident. It's because they actually are looking for what you have. So if you don't offer them what you have, what are you doing? Is my point of view and the way that I've been looking at this for a while. So then the other thing is, how do you get to all of this all the time? And how do you access this? And how do you pull out the brilliance? You don't just sit down and go, okay, I'm going to think of 20 brilliant quotes today that I can use. I mean, you might, but it's definitely not the way that I've been functioning from. So one of the secret things that I've realized I have a capacity for is to find the places when people are talking or listening to a recording or live on the telecall or in a video where you can sense when someone's about to say something brilliant. Now, you can always go back to the recordings and grab it out, which is one of the things that we're going to be doing. But the other thing is you actually have a capacity to be aware, right? So if you're being aware, perhaps you can be ready to grab it when it comes. So a lot of you know that I work with Catherine McIntosh, who is a brilliant life coach and access consciousness facilitator. And I've been able to create a capacity now where literally the minute, well, not the minute, but maybe 10 seconds before she's about to say something that could be a graphic or could be a quote or could be like, check the time so I can cut it out and make a sound clip, I'm aware that it's time to be present. So you could have it too. And what would it take? And if you need a step-by-step formula, here's a little bit of what I do. I'm present on the calls. So you get used to it. You get used to people's voices. You get used to knowing the breaths and the pauses and where their brain goes, and not just listening to what comes out of their mouth, but listening to what is coming out of their head. You haven't heard anyone else say that before, have you? Maybe Gary Douglas. So with creating an invitation and you're live on the back end of a call or you're listening to a recording, you want to be looking for what words is this person saying that can create a greater invitation. And hell, if you want, why not practice right now? Grab up a piece of paper while you're listening to this or go into Basecamp and start a discussion and try with what I'm saying. Try and have a look at what you can sense that I'm about to say that could be a greater invitation. That could be a quote. It could be a paragraph. Like, what if creating and finding material was actually the easiest part? What if it really is? So let's just go into Basecamp and see if anyone has got any new questions yet. Okay, 2 seconds, everyone. Let me just pop in one more different link that people could try. I don't want to take up too much time on the replay. So the next part to this is actually listening to a recording. So this is going to be part of, is if you're working with me or one of my partnered certified facilitators, I'm literally going to give you a call to listen to and to start to practice this and pull out the brilliance of what this would look like. So say Daria is talking about a class that she's doing, and she's looking to find the little tidbits that show an invitation for the next one. So when you're looking at social media and inviting people to choose something that you already have material for, you don't want to give it all away. The question that I like to ask before I start this kind of work is, what invitation can I create that leaves them wanting more or desiring more? Because if you give it all away and you tell everyone exactly what's going on, they don't need to choose what you're offering them. Whereas if you are inviting them to choose a greater possibility and you give them a tiny snippet of, well, this is what it could be like, then there's a greater possibility for people to be invited to choose more. So I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about the different things that I generally do. There's a couple of ways that you can do this. So you can just grab out your note paper and pen if you're a pen and paper kind of person. I'm personally faster with my fingers, so I like to type. And make sure you use the kind of equipment and softwares that are actually comfortable and interesting for you. So maybe it is Evernote, a little notepad application that you can also be out on the fly on your cell phone, and you can have notes hanging out on your phone. So then you can grab things on the go. And I mean, if you look at my Evernote account, like it's massive. Like all the notes in the world, and they just scroll. Or you could use something like Google Documents, which keeps everything in one place, and you can be online and another person could be on the document as well. Really great for tag teaming. Or just your normal Word document. But I would start in a place where you know that you're going to be able to save everything at once. And it also helps to have an application that if you don't hit the save button, it's going to do it for you. And also, I mean, we're in Basecamp, so you may as well use the tools there and go in and have a look and see what you could use in here. There's text documents, and I'm going to be putting up the cliff notes of this. And there's discussions, and I'll be adding in tasks for you to do too. So then the next part of this is actually looking at what does and doesn't work on each different platform. So I'm not sure how many different social media platforms there are, but there are a bunch. The main ones that you might have even been invited on one of them, like Facebook and Twitter. LinkedIn is the more businessy kind of one. There is Instagram, and Tumblr is a lot of a younger platform. And then there's all these different websites that do content and guest posts and videos like YouTube. So what really works on all these different platforms? So I've created a bit of a list of resources that you can put together for this to give you more of an idea and a resource of each different platform. But the other thing to remember is that this is social media. It's not out, hey, I have a program. Hey, I'm doing this. Hey, you should come to this. This is this big business announcement. It's also about connecting and remembering how much, like, especially with connecting if you're a business, how much of a contribution can you be? Is there this one sentence that you heard in this telecall that is just brilliant and life-changing that everyone in the world has to know it? Or does this person have this program that you have been asking for months that just is the resonant match for the energy that you've been looking for? Or what would the world be like if such and such existed? Or if blah, blah, blah happened? And start discussions. Social media is only as good as your connection. So if you're not actually connecting to people, then you might have a bit of a problem with social media. To put it frankly. Have I warned you that I'm frank and that I might do a little bit of strong talk? If I haven't, consider this your warning. Strong talk is included in the series, and the beatings will continue until morale improves. Thanks, Jane, for that lovely line. So then the other thing that's basically Facebook. The more you connect, the more you discuss, the more you are asking other people for their opinions and looking at and inviting people and being personal and offering really great content. And content can be a quote. It could be a link to a blog post. It could be a video. It could be a picture. It could be anything that you are willing to imagine and look for. And I wonder, what would that be like? And this is the thing with this program for me, is I'm not interested in telling you what to do so you follow my instructions exactly and stay in this little box. I'm looking to give you guys the information that can start you with your own awareness. You might have known Emily Evans Russell, who used to be my phenomenal assistant and has now gone and taken the world by storm and is working for Access and for Catherine and Heather and a whole lot of other people. And I asked Facebook and social media, and she said that she loved it and she was learning so much already. And then I gave her more tidbits and little tiny bits of guidance about what I did. And then she totally took it and ran with it. So I wonder what capacity and skills you really have with business and promotion and online marketing that you've never even considered are available to you. And everything that doesn't allow you to have that with total ease, will you just turn and create it all?
Yes.
Right? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So, okay, it seems like people are able to view this now. Awesome. Hi guys. And just reiterating, everything is recorded, everything is repeatable, and the notes will be coming out. And don't feel like you have to panic because you missed the first part, because you totally didn't miss anything. So task 1 for you guys is to look at a piece of material, and if you're working for yourself, go and listen to something of your own. And if you are in total judgment of that, you might want to also park yourself as you go along. For a recording or a video or something that you've created in the past, and look for it and go, okay, what is the real brilliance in this? What could be used here? And go with this with absolutely no judgment. Like, what if this brilliant part pops out and you're like, really? How could this be used in anything? And post it in the Basecamp group, and we'll see what we can do with it. Because what if you didn't have to judge the brilliance? You could just pull it out and ask it what it needed to do. Consciousness is in everything, including you. So maybe you do know more than you think. And then the next thing I really want you guys to look at is to look at these different platforms that you've been on and looking at, and see what you like, see what is working, see what's getting a lot of engagement, see what the people that you're admiring that have a great social media strategy, or they're online and they have a great presence, and actually start to look at what they're doing. I'm actually encouraging you to upload that to Basecamp or to a file or folder of your own, and be like, this is stuff that's working, and start to look into it. And we can have a discussion about this during the week and on Friday about what really is working and how you could outcreate that and make it even greater. And I'm not going to go into the details of what does and doesn't work on every platform, because I've created a list of resources that says it a lot greater than what I can do. And also, I want you to start looking at this yourself. So a lot of this I may have come across as this is going to be Rebecca's going to tell me everything what to do. Just kidding, guys. I'm going to empower you to use your awareness of what you know what to do. Oops, sorry you guys got sucker punched, and now you have to use your awareness and be brilliant. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Oh, I'm having way too much fun. This is horrible. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change my screen around, and I'm going to show you a little bit of something that I like to call creating something pretty. So let me just put on my screen share, and I'm going to put it on my desktop. And thanks, Donna, for the lovely computer donation this morning. Mine, I've been working it too hard. It's screaming at me like, oh my God, you're working me. It's really hot. So, you know those really pretty pictures that everyone loves and adores, and you see them all the time and then you share them all the time? What if you didn't need Photoshop to make them? And what if you could use something simple that is free? So there's a few different options, and I just want to show you a little bit about what we're creating. So this website that I'm currently on is called canva.com. And you can see here up the top that there is a whole lot of different resources. So if you ever wanted to know what was the proper size for a Facebook cover, it's already made for you. Or what about a Facebook post? Here's the perfect size. Or an Instagram post. Or a blog graphic, or a card, or an email header, or a Twitter post. And so you can start to see here that it might not actually be that difficult. Oops. So we're going to go over and just do a plain Facebook post, just for fun. And so all I did was click on it. Literally. That's it. Totally easy. We're going good. Whew. So then once you've created all these brilliant ideas and you've gone through a telecall, and don't worry if you've created a project, or if you're one of the people and you're going to work with one of my facilitators, I have more than enough for you to play with. So it's totally up to you how much you want to do. And don't worry, I got shit for you. So as you can see on the side, there's all these different posts. And they're kind of made for you. So you might not even have to create And at the same time, I wonder what you could really create. So this is the layman's option, is to pick a picture like this that you really enjoy the look at. Let's say that you have a bars class coming up. Then this one here sounds a little bit appropriate. So then all I'm going to do is, oh look, this relax word in here is clickable. And actually, I really like that for this, so I'm going to keep it. But I just want to show you that there is a bajillion different, and that you really get to play. And if you're working for one of my clients or your own clients, you'll want to look at these graphics from a space of what really would work for this person. So let's say if I was doing this in one of my own fonts, you want to look at the branding. And so I think there's a font in here that I actually use on my own website. So let me just go and grab that. This one is similar. So you want to look for things that create a similar brand and create a look that makes it recognizable for people. I'm going to move this up a little bit. And then, oh, look, I can click on these words too. And let's and I might make this a different font just for fun, just so you can see that there's all these different options. And then there's a whole lot of different options. You can make everything in capital letters. Wait, you could make it a list. And if you don't want it, you see how there's a tick right here? Just change it. I'm going to make this centered and then move it over to underneath relax. And then I like the idea of life being as big as the other one. So as you can see, this is totally difficult. It's ridiculously hard and you're panicking about this, right? Or is it actually pretty easy? So voila, relax. What if laying down for 90 minutes could change your life? And so you can see there's this pretty Canva design over it. That's because this is a paid picture. And this picture probably costs something like $1. So if I'm done and this is what I want to share, then I can just click download. And I want to download it as an image. And then look, this entire picture is costing me $1. And so I could make a bulk price. If you like these kinds of pictures and don't want to search all over the net for them yourself, I suggest that, and just add it as a payment. Or the other thing that you could do is you could totally just remove the background. So I'm just going to delete our background. And I've gone into backgrounds over here. For some reason, we have another picture in the background. There we go. There we go. So that I want to delete. And so then this is really as simple as it is creating things that is fun. Like, what if this is not hard? What if this is just fun? And literally, this is it. And as you can see, there's really gorgeous backgrounds down here. Or if you have your own pictures, then you can pop them in here. So you literally can just upload a picture yourself and use your own. So how easy is that? And then all you need to do is hit the download button and save it as an image to change it. Voila! Now you know how to make pretty pictures. The other thing that you can use to create pretty pictures is PicMonkey.com. And it's literally the same kind of thing. They just have different filters and edits and that kind of thing. So let's see, we can edit a photo. And this is all based on personal preference. I actually own Photoshop, so I really like to work in there, but it's not required. It really isn't required to create something beautiful and fun. So as you can see, there's a couple more things in here that make it different. So you can crop the images, change the canvas color, rotate it. There's different exposures if you like to play with how pictures look. Colors. And this is just about the background image and what it looks like. The next thing is they have tons of special effects. So if I did this, I'm not sure if it's going to work, but to be honest, I really don't work on these effects too much. This is not something I've really worked on, but say if you want sparkles or that kind of thing, they totally have sparkles. As you can see the sparkles on the screen now. And actually, there's stars. That's kind of pretty. Cool. So now we just added stars to our picture. And if you have a face, you can play with makeup. I honestly haven't bothered. I'm more interested about getting text on a picture, which is freezing. Awesome. I just want to check back in here that, cool. I just wanted to know I was screen sharing. Awesome. So now our fonts are up, and let's say that the font that I really like is this one. It actually is. And I'm not signed in, so let's go with this one. So then I just want to add a text. Oh, look, here's our text. So let's go with just a question. And the cool thing is, the more that you create this kind of stuff, the easier it gets for you to create on the fly and create what's fun for you. So this color, maybe if we go white, and then this corner. So really, the creation is the easy part. The creation is the fun part. Getting out of judgment about what actually looks good and doesn't look good on a screen and starting to realize what that really is for you is more important. So this is not actually how I do this picture because you can't see all the words properly, but as an example for you to see the effects and what's going on, it works. So as you can see, there's more billions of effects. There's a lot more effects in PicMonkey, but Canva gives you the proper sizes for different kinds of, see, that's kind of cool. I like that. And then so you could make this entire thing really interesting with the cutout in. And then moving this text into the middle. So with Canva and PicMonkey, the world is your oyster. The other thing that I cannot actually show you on the screen, but might be fun for you to try, is something called Vanilla Pen for your iPhone. And that is an application that is just for iPhones. It's not on your Android phone yet, which is something that I have. But you can create all these different fun pictures and banner quotes, and it's something that Daria Hansen uses a lot if you've ever seen any of her kind of work. So that's a little behind-the-scenes secret of how you can create really pretty things. So I'm just going to check back into Basecamp one more time before we finish this quick tutorial. Nope, everyone has been pretty quiet and creating a lot. I'm not asking any. Cool, no one's asking any questions in here. And for the next call, I definitely want to make sure that you have a way to ask questions during this hangout. I'm not quite sure why that went away, but how does it get any better? So after this, you're all in Basecamp. This is our playground. What if project management didn't have to be a chore anymore? This is the place where we get to create and talk to each other and have a look at what each other's doing and how we're creating. This is not designed so that you steal each other's work. Please do not steal someone else's work. Ask their permission and honor it if they say no. And the other part of this is that in Basecamp, I'm going to share my screen again, so I can show you a little bit about what we're doing. So this is module 1, and this is where we are. So you can see the event today with the Hangout, and you can also see our Q&A call. And I have not given that a time yet because my travel schedule has been hectic, but I will do that as soon as I can in the next 24 hours. You will see the latest updates from everyone here. And then you'll see all these discussions. Now, a discussion can either be created straight away, or they can be created from our to-do lists. And these to-do lists are all segregated out. So I'm actually going to assign you a task. So if you're working for your own client's business, this is where I'm going to assign you a task to grab a telecall or something that they're doing and write out a sheet of different clearings and ideas. Or if you're working on your own business, I'll assign you the task and then you'll go and upload your own stuff to here. Or if you're working for me or another person, I'm going to be popping things in here. So let's say the first one right now. So listen to pull out. And let's see, I'm trying to think of someone off the top of my head that is going to be working for, creating for, I feel like Jenny chose to do this. So then this, I'd really like to see this by Friday. So then this is all that will happen. And then you're going to come in here and look for your own tasks and look for what you're creating. And then you're going to be able to post in here. So, okay, you have this task. I'll be uploading a file and making this really easy with instructions for you. And then when you're done, you could upload a file of it or a Google document and check the task off. And that's literally all we're going to be doing. And Basecamp has phenomenal help resources and all these different ideas. Like this help box over here is ridiculously helpful. And you get to play with social media because when they're on Twitter, you get an answer like straight away. So how does it get any better than that? And how does it get any better than you guys? So check out the Basecamp and the emails and have a watch of this again. And I really wonder what the possibilities of creating something amazing and wonderful are this week. Let's rock this. It's business time, people. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Friday. Woo-hoo!